Hello, I'm Amy. I'm here to teach you how to use a bread machine. It's really easy. I do it all the time. Today's machine is a Sunbeam. It's a 2-pound loaf, and we're going to load it in the order given on my recipe. There's the recipe. I've been doing this recipe for many, many years, and love it. Comes out light and airy, and it's loved by all that love hot bread. So anyway, your machine has a pan in it with a paddle inside, and it's important that you load it in the order given of liquids on the bottom, separated by the layer of flour, and then the yeast is on the top to be separated so that it isn't activated until it hits the water or the milk. So we're going to start with the 1.5 cups of warm water. While that's warming up, let me get the other ingredients. So we take a 1.5 cups of warm water and pour it in the pan. Very easy. Then we're going to take 2 tablespoons of oil and put them in. 2 tablespoons of sugar and put it in. A teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to add our flour. Now, if you've never measured flour, it's important that you know that flour cannot be packed into the measuring cup. I stir my flour and then load it in, and then I'll scrape it off the top to level it. And that's best done because you won't get a heavy loaf if you do it correctly. So we're going to put in the 4 cups of bread flour. I buy it at Costco in a big 25-pound bag, and it does quite a few loaves, and it's a lot cheaper that way. So there's the 4 cups of flour. And then we're going to put in the yeast. And we need 1 teaspoon of yeast. This is the yeast I use. I also get it at Costco. And then the secret ingredient is vital wheat gluten. This is what makes your bread light and airy. And I do a generous tablespoon in there. And then you're going to load it in the machine. I suggest that you load your bread pan in a couple of times to get used to how it locks in. Then we're going to close the lid, plug it in. It beeps at you when you plug it in, and you can see the controls here. The first thing you're going to do is hit the menu button to the choice that you want. There's 12 choices on this machine. Basic, French, whole wheat, quick, sweet, express bake 1.5 pounds, express bake 2 pounds, dough, which is nice if you're going to have pizza, jam, cake, sandwich, and bake. We're going to use program 1. And it's a 3-hour program. Now, if you wanted to delay it, you'd put the time up so that maybe you want it in the morning, and you'd add the hours that you want to make it be done at 6 o'clock in the morning. You might make it 9 hours instead of 3 hours. But the size loaf button has a little arrow to the either 1.5 pound or the 2 pound, and that flips between the two, and it'll change the time. So on 1.5 pounds, it's 2 hours and 53 minutes. But a full 2-pound loaf is a 3-hour. Now the color button is how dark you want it, and that also has an arrow on the top. It says light, medium, and dark, and when I press it, it moves, and I want it on light. And then we can press start. You can hear the machine moving, and in 3 hours when it's done, I'll turn you back on and you can see the end result. Okay, the timer went off, and I fully recommend you use hot pads. This is an oven you're opening. So hot pad up to pull out your bread. It smells good in here. It's very nice. But you'll open your machine, you grab the handle, and in this case we twist and pull up and have a whole loaf. And then I'm going to put it on a cooling rack. You don't want to rest it on the counter because it will sweat and get wet. So by using a cooling rack, you're going to wrestle for a sec and then put it on a cooling rack. And there's your loaf ready to cool off or cut it hot. But that's all it takes, real quick. And I load a machine in 90 seconds. I've timed it before. And then it's good when I want it. Enjoy.